Testing 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3.
Okay. Hey.
What's going on, everybody? Live on KoJack's live for the final table of the mini main event, event number 4.
This is a crazy event. Tell me about the turnout. We didn't have 100 people.
I should have this pulled in front of
We
me.
didn't have 200 people. We had 224.
It's been quite an event. It's just the mini main. We still have a whole week of this stuff.
Yeah. No, I can't wait. Yeah, this is the mini main. We've got a 20K guarantee on that. We almost doubled the guarantee. And like Reece mentioned, we've got the actual main event coming up next week. So it's going to be pretty crazy, I think, next week.
Yeah, this one, I expected quite a turnout and definitely got it. We had, I can pull it up here, 223 entries, a
223.
35, almost $36,000 prize pool.
That's crazy. I was off by one.
Amazing. Yeah.
Just let the record show.
Absolutely incredible. And we are right into the action. We have Monica there in the box. This is your final 9 players. And
Final 10.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Final 10.
My eyes are crossing, Reece. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah, we brought 10. We brought 10.
It's been a pretty busy week.
I'm going to go ahead and pull up this chip count here. We've got the chip leader at the table, Alex.
1.7 million.
This is a little deceptive here.
Ooh, George picking up the ace quisha right there off the top.
Just goes ahead and puts it all in the first hand of this final table. Paul makes the call there.
Paul calling.
Yep. It's about a little less than a quarter of his stack with the pocket pair.
He's got the snowmen. Pretty good pair to have when you're calling in under the gun all in.
And Joy there, for those that don't know, she was a dealer for me for a long time at the River League.
Oh, very cool.
In San Angelo, and she is a traveling something or other now, literally all over the globe. But it's great to see her here in Midland for this event and to be here at the final table. Super excited for her to see how she does.
Great sense of humor, great haircut.
But this is George at risk, needing some running diamonds or an ace or a queen to stay alive.
Ooh, he's got 1 diamond on the flop. No ace, no queen just yet. Paul still in the lead. Ooh, that's 6. Really going to up the percentages there for Paul. George down to just an ace or a queen on the river. And it's a 9.
9 not happening. So George eliminated right off the bat, but final table appearance for George.
Yes, indeed.
We've seen him on this stream quite a bit, so not his first, won't be his last final table stream appearance. Congratulations to George. Had the
what a great player.
So unprepared here. I've got the payouts here. $700. $700 for this $200 tournament. Not bad. A little over 3x the entry.
Yeah, pretty good return right there.
Yeah, and that's going to put Paul over the 1 million chip mark. He's at 1.14. Alex, your chip leader. See him there in the 3 seat. 1.7 million.
Whew.
Short stack coming in there is going to be Kinsey. He's got 235. No, I'm sorry, Frank. Frank has 210,000. Kinsey right behind, or just in front of him with the 235,000.
Yeah, I got to start making moves here. Blinds up to 15K, 30K.
Yeah, they are definitely in the tournament moving stage here. Of course, this is day 2. We had 5 flights. Like I said, 223 entries. These were your final 10. The men cash today, I believe. I think we had
400, right?
Yeah, we had 23 people come back for day 2, qualify for day 2. $400 was the men cash. So quite a few people have cashed out for 4, 5, 6, and now you're $700 for the 10th place there. Next one I was going to get 900. After that, we're in 4 figures, Chase.
That's what I'm talking about. We got $9,000 up top as well. That's going to be nuts.
$9,000 for first place.
Plus that trophy.
That's right. The trophies we have for these series are great. I love these trophies. And for those just tuning in, this is event number 4 of this Permian Basin Poker Series. I can pull up really quickly here. We are right here on a Sunday at 10/6. This was the $20,000 Texas Mini Main event, and we're barely halfway through. We still have this whole week to go.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. Unfortunately, Reese, I am working tomorrow, so I don't get to play the free roll with the level change bomb pots. But man, that sounds awesome.
We've been doing it in the Fort Worth market for a little bit. People love that that little extra spice to the tournament.
It's spicy. I'll tell you what, it is spicy. We got a couple of different spicy events too.
Looks like MJ there limps in the cutoff, and Joy going to raise that one up.
Yeah, MJ with the counterfeit aces right there, the pocket fours. And Joy's ace 10 not looking like she's going to get a whole lot of action. She wants Lucas to call, but she doesn't know it yet.
Lucas may defend his big here. 60 more to him. He's already got 14, but he does let that one go. Okay. And so that raise is going to get through there for Joy. But yeah, right before that raise, what we were talking about here, let me show it back up again one more time. Tomorrow is event number 5. It's the free roll. That's right, a Permian Basin Poker Series free roll tournament, but we're throwing in bomb pots. Every level change, there'll be a bomb pot, just like some cash players are used to in Texas poker right now. They're doing bomb pots every dealer's change. Well, we decided to put one in a tournament. Every level change will be a bomb pot. And like I said, we've been doing that in some other markets, and it's been an absolute blast, and players do love it. So looking forward to that event tomorrow. And then right after that event, we have the single entry or single rebuy tournament. Alex here on the button going to call, just calls with the ace-king. And Lucas right behind him rips it all in with king-queen and going to get a snap by Alex. Tough timing there for Lucas, but with the blinds like this, there's not much else he can do. Any sort of raise that does commit him to the pot anyway, so he goes ahead and makes that rip pre-flop and a snap call by Alex. Lucas looking for a lot of queens here on this flop. Catches a king, but no help still. Alex still way ahead on this board. Lucas looking for a queen. 4 on the turn, no help. A queen and only a queen will keep Lucas alive in this tournament. Otherwise, we're going to have our 9th place finisher. And the river. It is a 9. So Lucas, valiant effort, sir, making it all the way down to 9th place. And I believe it was a $900. I believe that's what yeah, $900 for that effort. So congratulations to Lucas, and the rich get richer as Alex has now surpassed the 2 million mark. There's only a little over 5 million chips in play, and he's got 2 million of them. So big lead there for Mr. Alex. Very experienced tournament poker player, quite a cash game player as well. Recently had a large cash up north in a casino. But definitely a seasoned poker player, not the guy at the table you want to have that chip stack. But these players will have to navigate that to try to continue to ladder up. 8 players remaining. Folds all the way around to Joy, who lets it go as well. MJ, ace, deuce suited. Reaching for some chips. Middle position here, going to raise this one up. Kinsey right behind him having pocket 4s. Looks like MJ just called. Interesting. So Kinsey here, and he does go ahead and ship it in. Senses a little bit of weakness there on MJ's limp, and puts in his 228,000 stack. Of course, like I said again, can't just call with that amount and has to go ahead and make that decision pre-flop. It's not going to be that much more for MJ, but it will be about a 5th, 6th of a stack. It's definitely not an automatic call with ace deuce suited, but he does go ahead and make that call. And so MJ and Kinsey, the player at risk, ahead with the pocket 4s. MJ having the ace deuce suited. Kinsey here looking to dodge an ace and not catch too many wheel cards with his pocket 4s. Dealer Monica puts out a jack, deuce, tray, and no spades. Kinsey able to fade the spade draw. So now MJ need another deuce or an ace. Queen on the turn, no help. Kinsey looking to get a full double up. Any ace or any deuce. And Kinsey's our 8th place finisher. A 5 on the river does not do it. Kinsey going to get a full double up there, courtesy of MJ. You're going to see a lot of these stacks need to make some moves. The blinds are 20 and 40,000. Like I said, Alex having 2 million in chips. Kinsey was one of the short-ish stacks and now has the full double up there. Frank sitting at about 170,000. He's going to be the one to need to make a move soon. Ruben right after him, the 395,000 in chips. And that brought Kinsey up to $500,000. So Paul and Alex are your pretty clear chip leaders. Like I said, right at 2 million for Alex and just a hair over $1 million for Paul. Mr. Paul there in the 5C. You see that big stack of black chips. Blinds are 20 and 40,000 as these players fold all the way around. Paul on the button, ace 7 offsuit. Looks like he's reaching for some chips to play the button here. Looks like he just made the call. Frank, the short stack I was talking about there, pocket 8s all in for 170. And Mr. Paul here may be obligated to make this call since he does have $1 million in chips. He does make the call. It's 50-50. He could have laid that down. Could be up against a better ace there a lot of the time and could make the conservative fold. But he does make the call. And so now it is up to the dealer for Frank to stay alive here. Pocket 8s pretty decently ahead the ace 7 offsuit of Paul. Frank looking to dodge an ace here on this flop, or too many 7s. And one of the 7s does come through. Jack 9 7 rainbow. No chance of a flush here for the clubs for Paul. So Frank looking to dodge an ace or a 7. 5 of diamonds, no problem there. Paul needed an ace or a 7 to eliminate Frank, otherwise he's going to get a full double up with his pocket 8s. And it does not come, so Frank staying alive. Still going to be short stacked, still going to be needing to make a move, having right at just a little under 10 big blinds. Blinds are 20 and 40,000. So he'll still be in decision territory. Definitely not in coast mode just yet, waiting on these ladders. The ladders for this tournament are fantastic. Right now, like I said, we are sitting with 8 players. So the next person eliminated will be getting $1,100, but we have $9,000 up top. That's right, this $35,680 prize pool, 223 entries into this mini main event for a grand total prize pool of $35,680, which 9,000 of it will be going to the first place, along with the fantastic trophies that we have for this Permian Basin Poker Series, with plenty of events left, big events left. Like I said, we have the Bomb Pot tournament tomorrow, the single re-entry tournament on Tuesday, and then I believe the Big O Championship on Wednesday, the High Roller on Thursday, and then right into the Texas Main Event Championship. Looking forward to that one. $480 buy-in main event starting this Friday. We got some satellites going out there on the front, in the front of the building right now. Up in the front room, satellites for that. I believe the satellite going on now is for the high roller, the $1,100 high roller right now. It's like Kinsey raised it up here with Queen at 10, and Ruben puts in the rest of his stack with pocket 5s. And this is going to be for a majority of Kinsey's stack here, so don't think he's going to be able to make this call, and he does go ahead and lay this one down. So Ruben not letting himself get too low. Goes ahead and pushes that stack in while it still has some oomph to it. Getting Kinsey to lay that one down, picking up some valuable blinds here. Like I said, this ladder does move pretty good. $1,100 for the next one out, then 14, and then 1,800, 2,300, on up to 3,600 for third, 5,500 for second, and $9,000 for first place. So pretty juicy up top money. MJ here going to be the first one to act on these blinds of 20 and 40,000. Does go ahead and make that lay down. Alex here looking down at Queen 9, going to raise this one up to 80. Looks like maybe taking advantage of some blinds here, but unfortunately for him, Frank wakes up with Ace King in the cutoff and puts in the rest of his stack. So Cruz here, even though he has a ton of chips, he's not going to put in that much with just Queen 9. So again, Frank utilizing his stack there before it gets too short, where you get called just by any two cards, keeping that fold equity alive. Folds around to Paul in middle position, who's second in chips, looking at an ace-queen offsuit. Looks like he just made the call. Doesn't look like he made a raise here. Folds over to Joy in the small blind, who does make the fold. MJ not waking up with anything in the big blind there, so Paul picking up some blinds there. He did raise it up just a little bit. Must have grabbed a couple more of those black chips than I saw. The black chips are worth 25,000, and the pink chips are 5,000. So you definitely want to see your favorite player with as many of those black chips as possible in front of them. Speaking of which, quite a few people tuned in watching on all three platforms. We are on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. I can see the chat from all three, so let me know who you are rooting on here for this final table, final 8 for this mini main Texas Championship. Where are you watching from? Who you're rooting on? Because we are going to bring you all the way to a winner. Now it's Matt's turn to put a pretty hefty all in there, as after Paul raised it up a little bit with the pocket fives. Yeah, and Matt has quite a bit of chips there, just too much for Paul to risk with pocket fives. So these players doing a great job not letting themselves dwindle down too much and having a lot of that fold equity and strength by having quite a bit of chips still left to shove in pre-flop to try to get their opponent to fold. So one of the things I see a lot of tournament players do is they let themselves get a little bit too low. And then by the time they pick up a good hand and go all in, it's not quite enough to get anybody to fold. And then you get beat by 2 random cards you didn't expect. But these guys still have enough in their stacks to get even the big stacks to lay it down pre-flop. So some good tournament decisions being made so far. Of course, out of 226 entries, these final 8 players have made quite a few good decisions to be here now through that kind of field. I said the next person eliminated over $1,000, $1,100 for 8th place. So definitely rewarded for their efforts in this tournament. Kinsey here makes the call in the small blind. Queen at 7 offsuit. Alex puts him to a test, immediately going all into the big blind. So big pressure here by Alex, putting Kinsey to a test with the rest of his chips. Now we see that he's got Queen 7 of hearts. He's never going to make this call, but he does want to sit and think about it a little bit to make Alex sweat just a little bit, to let him know that he can't just always steal his blind, that he's definitely going to contemplate. Looking at the day 2, let me pull it up here. The day 2 chip count. The guys they came in today. Alex Cruz was 4th overall in chips, and now he's got a pretty significant chip lead here. Double the second place. He's got 1.9 million to Paul's 850,000. Paul himself was just ahead of Cruz to start the day off, sitting in 3rd overall in chips. MJ here in the cutoff makes a raise, looks like 100,000 in the cutoff of the queen at 10 suited, hoping the big blinds don't wake up anything, and they don't. So picks up a very valuable round of blinds there with that raise. Trying to look and see if anyone here, Kinsey, who is still alive here at this final 8 final table, he was 19th out of 23rd in chips, so had quite the come up. Let's see who else. Matt Rivers, he was 17th and still alive. So there's definitely been some movement by a lot of these players in this day 2. Again, this is event number 4 out of 10. We're having 10 events in these 13 days. Kinsey here, ace-8 offsuit in the cutoff. It goes all in, trying to pick up his round of blinds. See if anybody wakes up with anything. Frank, the last to get through with his jack-9 offsuit, does let it go. So Kinsey getting some of those blinds back. Well played by Kinsey. So yeah, this is event number 4. And I'll pull up that tournament schedule screen one more time. Tomorrow, the free roll. That's right, the free roll event number 5, 6 p.m. It's going to be very similar to the normal free rolls that we have here at KoJack's. But this one we're adding a little extra spice with the bomb pots, every level change. And then Tuesday at 6 p.m., we have the single rebuy tournament. It's a $240 entry. And everyone will get 1 rebuy and 1 rebuy only. So it's one of those tournaments that if you're looking for some bankroll management, can't get outbought in this tournament. Only 1 rebuy allowed by each player. And then, like I spoke earlier, the Wednesday and Thursday big ones. The High Roller Championship is actually on Wednesday. I thought I had them backwards there. So the $1,100 buy-in High Roller on Wednesday. Battle of the Blinds here, very deceptive. Frank or Paul on the button called the 40, and Frank pocket aces, definitely reaching for raising chips here. Let's see what Matt wakes up with here in the big blind. Raised to 100,000, so not a huge raise, and Paul's going to go ahead and complete there. So we are going to go heads up. $240,000 a pot. Very, very big pot given the chip stacks here. Can Paul catch up to the pocket aces? 5, 8, king, 2 hearts. Huge flop there for Paul. And it's going to be an all-in and a call. Paul can hit any heart, any 6 for a straight. Frank, he either needs 2 more hearts or dodge no more hearts. Sitting there with the ace of hearts in his hand. So Paul looking for a heart or a 6 to eliminate Frank. Ace on the turn. Doesn't change a whole lot, even though it does give a set. Takes out the king of hearts and the river, a deuce, and Paul not able to get there. And so Frank picks up a massive pot there, courtesy of Paul. Again, these blinds are so large that they can definitely swing the stacks around the table. And Paul, who is your commanding second in chips, has been knocked down towards the bottom. I don't hate the play with the suited connectors, trying to make something happen. But unfortunately, it cost him quite a few chips there. And so Frank, who was short stacked just a little while ago, now has $1 million in chips. Second only to Alex, who still almost has almost $2 million in chips. Looking at the outer tables, you've got about an hour and a half left to get into the satellite we're having tonight. It's only a $75 entry, and it's going to be a satellite for the high roller, the $1,100 buy-in tournament. That's going to be a doozy on Wednesday. So if you want to try your hand at a high roller $1,100 event and get in cheap, $75 is a great price. Shoot your shot in our satellite going on right now. You've got about an hour and 20 minutes left to get into the satellite. Only $75 to play and punch your ticket into the high roller for Wednesday. Ruben and Paul heads up into this flop. 4, 7, 8, 2 diamonds. Ruben goes check, check. Ruben having a pair of sevens, but gets outturned by Paul, who turns top pair nines. The board definitely a little bit straighty, but neither player wants to fire at it. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Ruben did check, and Paul's going to go ahead and bet now. Ruben having a pair and a gut shot, but let's see how much Paul bet here. 50,000. Ruben's going to make the call. Going to look him up just in case he can spike that 5, 6, or 7. Deuce on the river, not going to do it, but it does bring the front door diamonds. Could scare both players into a check, check here. And that's what happens as Paul turns over the queen 9 and gets some of those chips back. He shipped over to Frank, putting him closer to the $500,000 mark. Seeing a few people in the chat, a few names in the chat. I can see all the chats, so if you have any questions about the Permian Basin Poker Series, or if you just want to let me know who you're rooting on here at this final table, put it in the chat. We can all talk about what's going on in this fantastic series we're having here at KoJack's. Finally bringing back the Permian Basin Series. It has been a while before we've had a tournament series here at KoJack's, and the players definitely have shown their support. Right at about $70,000 in prize pools for the first 4 events, and that's a heck of a turnout. Middle position, Paul picking up ace king. Looks like he raised it up to 100,000. See if anybody wakes up with anything here. Joy, the last one to get through in the big blind. 8-7 offsuit, probably gonna go into the muck. Unfortunately, losing her big blind, and Paul scraping back up that chip leaderboard after giving all those chips over to Frank with the massive combo draw. Definitely those gambling spots that you need to take at this stage of the tournament. Alex in the 3 seat there, still your chip leader, just a shade under 2 million. Frank in the 7 seat, right at $1 million in chips. And everybody else pretty significantly less, 500K or less. So Alex, definitely a commanding chip lead. Has not put the chips to play too much. These ladder jumps are pretty significant. So no fault in kind of sitting back, letting the smaller stacks tussle it out. Joy here in the small blind, looking at it 5-3 of diamonds. Pretty attractive little tricky hand. Looks like she just completes the small blind. See if she can see a cheap flop with MJ, who's got 9-7 of hearts. No, Joy raised it. I'm sorry. She grabbed chips there, and MJ's going to make the call. So the tale of 2 suited connectors. Aggression will probably take this pot home. Ace, ace, 5. Joy flops best with a pair of 5s. Makes the check. MJ here. Your opponent's going to check an ace here quite a bit of the time, so it's tough to bet, but he is cutting out some chips. Looks like it's going to be a min bet there of 40,000. Joy's only got 250,000 in her stack. It's very, very valuable chips there. She is the short stack. 40K is a lot. She's got to ask herself, would MJ bet out an ace here? She does go ahead and lays it down. Does not want to risk MJ having an ace there. He did defend the blind. And so Joy looking now for 2 cards to make a move with. 250,000 left in her stack blinds of 20 and 40,000. But the $250,000 in her stack is still a pretty decent amount with all the relative chip sizes around the table. Like I said, Ruben, 385, Matt, 560, Paul, 525, Kenzie, 380, MJ, 575. So you've got 6 out of the 8 players, 500 or less. So her $250,000 stack is still very effective pre-flop. But not against this guy here, Alex. Under the gun, going to raise this one up with ace jack offsuit, raising it to 80,000. Just enough to make people want to fold. Gets all the way through, all the way to the blinds. MJ was 7-5 suited. He's already in for 20,000. Does he want to put in at 60 more with the suited straight cards? Yes, he does. Kenzie getting out of the way. So heads up between MJ and Alex. MJ with a pretty unpredictable hand here. Of course, he was in the blind, so Alex going to be difficult to put him on this hand, but it's not going to matter just yet as the flop is King 6 deuce. Misses both players. We'll see if Alex keeps up the aggression with his chip stack. So he bet 40 or maybe 50. Yeah, 40,000 a min bet here, but with the blinds at this level, a min bet is all you need. Now, MJ is sitting here thinking about this. Does he want to make a play back at Alex? He reaches for raising chips, and that's exactly what he does. Fantastic play here by MJ. And it's going to be tough for Alex here to continue. It looks like MJ made it 90, maybe 90,000, just a little more than a min raise back at Alex. Can Alex sniff out the move? Or does he go ahead and surrender to MJ's aggression? Either way, it's a great play there by MJ. Alex, definitely a good enough tournament player to lay down his chips, but he does not. Wow. Alex here, not only sniffing it out, but making the aggressive punch back. Re-raise back to MJ. This is tournament poker at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. This is not letting the cards decide the fate. This is playing the man, playing the position, playing the stacks, and playing the ladder. So Alex 3-bet to 220,000. MJ's got less than 4 in his stack, so he's basically committing his stack here. MJ can't at this point bluff off Alex. Doesn't have enough chips left behind. He did call. He goes all in, and Alex does make the exact opposite of what I said. Incredible poker by MJ and Alex both. A complete C-bet, a check raise, a 3-bet back into MJ, and then MJ rips in the rest of his stack with pure air. And what I thought was a commitment bet from Alex was certainly not, as Alex was able to get away from that after already putting in so much. So fantastic play there by MJ. I think even when Alex watches this one back, he's going to be impressed with that one. MJ fantastically played and going to put him closer to the million chip mark. Alex still in a pretty decent chip lead, 1.6 million. Basil in the chat. Yeah, doesn't surprise me, Basil. I could believe it. You're a world traveler. Wow, big play there by MJ. Definitely a tournament changer for him there. Joy picking up King Jack off a suit in the cutoff, puts in her $250,000 stack. Again, she does have just enough to get these bigger stacks to fold, and that's what's going to happen here. So picking up some valuable blinds there. Well, still got to get through Paul, but I think Paul's more interested in that good-looking sandwich. Goes ahead and lets that one go. So Joy picking up almost 50% increase to her stack there from the blinds and the call. Once again, quite a few people tuned in watching this final table of the event number 4 of the Permian Basin Poker Series here at KoJack's. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. My name is Reece. I'm in the booth. Charlie and Chase both out on the floor working. We've got a lot of stuff going on. We've got had 2 cash games. I think they were about to open a 3rd cash game, but we also have a satellite going on that which you still have an hour and 15 minutes left to get in on. A very, very nice satellite. Only $75 to play, and we're going to be giving away tickets for the $1,100 high roller event for Wednesday. So you can get into an $1,100 event for only $75. MJ putting these chips to work, raising it up with pocket 8s, gets it through, picks up some more. That's going to put him real close to that 1 million chip mark. So MJ right about $1 million, Frank right about $1 million, Alex at 1.5, and everyone else at 500 or lower. Matt in the 8 seat got 560. Ruben, Joy, and Kenzie all around that 300 to 350,000 mark. Blinds are 25 and 50 now. Definitely need to make a move. Yeah, Basil, that was a sick bluff by MJ. The 4-bet jam. Virginia saying good luck to Frankie. Frankie's already got the good double up. Joy picks up pocket trays in middle position, puts it all in. Unfortunately, going to run straight into Kinsey in the cutoff with pocket aces, who easily makes the call. And so Joy going to be, Joy may not be the one at risk here. It's going to be really close. Whenever we're live on stream, we definitely have chips move around, so we don't want to predict anything just yet. But they both have pretty much identical stacks. Pocket aces versus pocket trays. Joy looking for the last 2 3s in the deck. 6, 7, Jack, no help. Kinsey is still well under the lead with the pocket aces. Monica to the turn. Joy still looking for a 3. 4 does give her some additional outs. Can catch a 5 for a straight or a 3 to take the win. 5 or a 3 for Joy. Otherwise, we're going to have our 8th place finisher. Kinsey looking to dodge a 5 or a 3. King on the river. No help to Joy. And we have our 8th place finisher for $1,100. Fantastic run by Joy. Again, one of the old dealers at the River League in San Angelo, well known by all these poker players, and worked for me for a good while. Nothing but love for Joy, and excited to see her back in this part of the country, and definitely proud of her for the definite great run. And she's going to have chips left. Okay, great. So not quite over yet for Joy. So, like I said, gotta let the Monica dealer there do the work to double check the stacks. They get a little bit shuffled on stream sometimes, so there's a small margin of error, and they were so identical. I wasn't quite sure, but I thought Kinsey had her out chipped. But a chip and a chair for Joy. Got less than a big blind left. She's going to get to look at one more hand without having to put that the chips in there until she is the big blind. So see if she can wake up with something here and race from the bottom. Alyssa wishing her dad good luck. Glad to have you watching, Alyssa. Frank, just under $1 million in chips, tied roughly with MJ for second in chip stacks in the moment. Joy looks down at pocket queens. More than enough to put in her last 30,000. And we'll see if anybody has anything. One of the blinds are already in there to call her. Frank with the Jack 4, 25,000 more for him. He's going to let that go. And so Matt's going to be all in with her in the big blind. Can actually get some change back. Pocket queens versus Matt's King 7 offsuit. Joy looking to dodge a king or a lot of 7s. Joy all in for just her last 30,000. 8-5 deuce. No help for the king 7. Joy looking to dodge a king or running spades. And there's the king on the turn. Going to seal that down to the final 2 queens for Joy. Can she catch one of the 2-outers here on the river? And there it is. Look at the laugh. Look at the laugh from Joy catching the 2-outer there on the river. She remains alive still. 85,000. You know what? She can cover the blinds. she can still have a chip and a chair with nothing but folds. Of course, we know it's probably not going to happen, but she gets to look at one more hand and have an 85,000 in her stack. So still alive here at this final table. Absolutely love it and deserved. One of my all-time favorite employees from years ago, Miss Joy. Fantastic dealer. And quite a bit of success on in tournament play at the Lodge and other casinos all over the country. I think she's even dabbled in some poker out of the country. Probably hasn't dealt cards in a while, though. So I don't know if she's still a good dealer. But she's definitely a better poker player than she was years ago. Matt, all in, $500,000. Going to get Ruben to fold there. And so now Joy putting in 50,000 of her 85,000. Needs to pick up a decent hand here. No other players really want to do a whole lot whenever you have someone this close to elimination, when they'd have less than a big blind left or right at a big blind or less. There's no reason to tussle with the rest of the table when one person being eliminated can be a $500, $600, $700 difference in the cash out. So you're going to see these players here probably not tussle too much until they find out the fate of Joy and the short stack. Folds all the way around, in fact. Matt, ace, tray, offsuit. Going to raise this up to 100, try to isolate Joy for the last of her money. Does she want to put in the last of her money here with queen 3? Gets the small and a full double up for Matt. Yep, she does go ahead and do the math on that, and I think she should as well. Get max value. Unfortunately, she's going to see that her 3 is not live. But Joy here looking for some clubs or a queen. Dealer Monica putting it out there. 8-9 king. No help to Joy. Looking to catch a queen and only a queen now. Clubs no good. Matt looking for any other card besides some running straight cards or a queen. 10 on the turn gives Joy more outs. Any jack, any queen, and her final table stays alive. Eight on the river, not going to do it. And so we do finally lose Miss Joy. 8th place, $1,100. Fantastic performance. Great to see her again here in West Texas. I hope to get to say hello and goodbye to her before she does leave, but maybe she'll be around the rest of this week. We have a lot of events still coming up, lots of value here in this Permian Basin Poker Series, and we'll talk about that more here in just a second. And we have a dealer change here. Lauren, get into the box. We're going to have a quick commentator change. Chase back into the box. And I'm going to run and go help Charlie out a little bit here.
What's happening?
There's 7 left. 7 players.
7 left.
And the chips have definitely been moving around.
Yeah, it looks like MJ just shy of 1 million chips already. Alex still at 1.58. Still the chip leader, huh?
Yeah, you missed a fantastic hand between him and MJ, both players with air.
That happens.
Absolute air. Alex raised pre, MJ calls. MJ checks the flop. Alex c-bets, not too much. MJ raises him.
That's what I'm talking about.
Cruz 3-bets him.
Ooh.
MJ jams over the top of him, and Alex folds.
Can't call there.
4-bet jam, and both players had absolute air. So definitely we've had some poker played here at this final table.
That's
And
what you
there
love
are
to see.
7 players remaining.
Ooh, and Kenzie just looking down at pocket nines right there. Not too bad. Alex with the queen jack. Playable, but he decides to fold this time. And Paul with the ace
All
jack.
real hand.
suited.
He's going to put in the rest of his stack.
Yeah, he's going for it. 410K right there in the middle.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough call for Kinsey as well. Kinsey's not the not super short, but the blinds are decently big enough to where he may win a coin flip here if he thinks that Paul doesn't have a pocket pair.
That's right. And no one left to act behind him. He's going to think about it. Love those shades, too. Just the right amount of reflective. As he reflects on his next move here.
Yeah, I believe it's 1,400 for the next player eliminated 7th place. I believe it was 1,400.
14 hundo.
Yep. Does he want to put his chips in now? He's got Paul out chipped.
Yeah, it would
But it
still
would
be
de-
about
it would-
2/3 of his
Yeah,
stack.
it would definitely cripple him with these blinds of 25 and 50,000.
Yeah, it looks like he wants to lay it down, but will he end up going with that?
Yeah, it's a tough one. It really is. I don't hate the call or the fold, being honest.
It looks like he's checking. Check no good.
The table taps. Not gonna help him in this one. He's put in 100,000 into this, so he's still got, he started the hand with
About 7.
about 7, so he's put in a lot of chips, but not enough to not get away from. But
Oh,
is gonna
there he
make the
goes.
call. So here we go. Paul going to be the one at risk with the ace jack offsuit. Kinsey in the lead, looking to dodge a lot of clubs or an ace or a jack to eliminate Paul in 7th place here.
Love that jersey that our dealer Lauren is wearing.
It is Sunday, and the Cowboys should be playing here pretty soon.
Pretty soon. Just put it up on multiple TVs. Oh,
Ace 9.
Wow.
What a flop. If they didn't get it in pre-flop, they would have gotten it in on this flop. Poker is going to play itself.
man, talk about a sick run out right
Paul
here.
needing a king or a jack.
Ooh, and it's a 4.
Not going to help. So Kinsey eliminating Paul in 7th place for $1,400. Fantastically played by Mr. Paul. I've seen his name a lot on the boards recently. He's been definitely doing well in this series. And definitely the last few weeks, I've seen his name for sure.
Man,
And
talk about a great guy.
and another, it is fantastic performance. So,
Yes, indeed.
that was one of those hands that was going to play itself to that result regardless with
That's
that
it.
flop. That was absolutely crazy.
That's it.
Yeah, Kelly. I didn't see her. I didn't see her dog either. She travels around with her dog. A lot of these poker tournaments, her dog's been on stream. Not just even here. I think the dog was on the lodge stream one time. But yeah, what a flop. Chat definitely reacting to that one. That was one of those situations. Didn't matter what they did on that one. Both players are going to be getting it in on that one, so might as well have done it pre-flop. So then there were 6. Alex, still your chip leader, 1.58 million. Kinsey, put him over the $1 million mark with that pot, 1.12. Frank and MJ, both right up there, around 900,000. So MJ made the raise of pocket queens. Kinsey lets that one go. So Ruben, now your short stack, 310,000. And then Matt right above him at 690. And then 3 players, all pretty tight. Then MJ just under $1 million. Kinsey just over $1 million. And Alex still at 1.5. But now there were 6, and the next person limited $1,800.
Whew, what a payday right there.
Yeah, $9,000 up top here for this mini main.
That's what happens when you have 223 people registering.
Yeah, 36,000 in this prize pool total almost. And I don't think it's not even going to be our biggest one. We've still
No.
got the high roller. We've still got the main event. There's still so much more to come for this Permian Basin Poker Series.
Very excited to see how things shape up. It's been great so far, almost doubling every single prize pool guarantee.
Oh, yeah, it's been fantastic performance. A lot of people here waiting for this series to come back to KoJack's, and we brought it to you.
I'm cracking up at this. Alex 6'3" is up and down.
Yeah, made a bet there.
He's got a lot of outs. And there's the 6. He gets a pair.
Does get a pair. Didn't get to see Kinsey's card. He's going to check it. Alex probably going to check this back just to show his pair at showdown.
That's right.
Yeah, it looks like Kinsey
Alex?
turning over his cards there, so Alex gets that pretty decent little pot.
Easy game. Free flop. Win the pot.
Yeah. It's tough to raise at this stage of the game with the blinds so large, but it's tough to just call either because you can never put your opponent on anything, and that happens right there when the 6-3 beats you.
That's right.
It's definitely tough this late. The blinds are 25 and 50,000, and Ruben, the short stack, like I said, just over 300,000. So he is looking to find a hand here pretty quick. One thing that the players have done a good job at this final table is shoving it all in pre-flop without letting themselves get too low to where they get,
That's right.
any two cards calling them.
Well, look at this.
And that's what Ruben's going to do around here.
Right on time.
300,000 with the ace queen, and
Kenzie with a decision to make again.
yeah. But again, like I said, Ruben's got enough chips here to put a dent in
That's
Kenzie's
right.
stack. It's a third of his chips, so you definitely still has lots of fold equity with that stack, even though it is a short stack at the table. And so Kinsey looking at the ace jack offsuit.
Now, how borderline is that hand? Oh, I guess
it's not enough.
not borderline
he's gonna
enough.
go ahead and make that call. He knows Ruben's range could be pretty wide here, but Kinsey's not going to like to see the holding here. He's going to see that he's way behind. Would much rather be up against a pocket pair of tens or less.
Yeah, 100%. But
So instead of a coin flip here, we're looking at a jack or a lot of spades.
yeah, Kenzie is notched by Ruben here. Outkicked,
Out,
but not outclassed. Both of these players are great.
Ruben scares me.
Ruben scares me.
He's a scary.
Kenzie issued me my first bad beat of all time. So he scares me a little bit too.
Both fantastic players. 8 on the turn, no help for
Help.
Kinsey.
Ace Queen High still best.
Ruben looking to dodge jack to get a full double up here, courtesy of Mr. Kinsey. 7 on the river, not going to do it. So Ruben, well-timed double up there, catching the ace queen. And there's still 6, and it's still anybody's game.
Yes, indeed. 6 excellent players. 6 crazy players in the best way, of course. And 6 more places paid. Everybody has been in the money all day. Next one out wins $1,800. $2,300 for 5th place, $29 for 4th, $36 for 3rd, $5,500 for 2nd place, and $9K for 1st place. So it'll be kind of a wild ride here. We've got a lot going on, a lot more poker to be played, and more events coming up here on our Permian Basin Poker Series. Tomorrow is the event that I was looking most forward to. I'll be working it. I'll be running it. So if you come by to play the free roll with level change bomb pots tomorrow at 6 p.m., come say hey. And then Tuesday, we got the single rebuy Hold'em tournament. Not exactly a freeze out, but should be playing very similar to a freeze out. It's kind of like playing a video game where you have 1 life left. You get 2 tries at the level. You get 2 tries at the tournament for Tuesday. And Kenzie, look at this, cutting out a raise. 150K to go. Ace-4 suited. He likes the diamonds. Alex on the button. In position with the ace-jack. 150K to call. And he well covers Kenzie. Kenzie did just lose the last hand. Maybe that's playing a part in Alex's decision-making. This could appear like a tilt raise.
Or if you want to out-level yourself, maybe he's trying to make it appear like it's a tilt raise when he actually has the goods. Alex doesn't want a chance. It just shoves all in here. Kenzie all in to call. Kenzie not in great shape right now. About a 2-to-1 dog. He's going to think about it for a little while longer. 1.8 million in the pot, including Alex's entire stack. But a little over $1 million will remain in the pot if Kenzie calls. That'll put Alex over 2 million if he wins. Kenzie would be over 1 million if he wins. Kenzie thinking about what exactly Alex would be shoving with. And that's one of the things that makes Alex such a dangerous player. He's capable of bluffing in that spot next to act in position, but he's also capable of value betting a much better hand, as we saw. Blind still 25K, 50K. MJ still just shy of 1 million chips. Alex just shy of 2 million chips and is our chip leader. It looks like exactly doubling MJ's stack. Interesting right there. Frank at 850 is in third. Now MJ looks down at the king-queen offsuit under the gun here. Kenzie almost certainly going to fold the 6-deuce. I don't think he's that tilted, and he does fold. Alex lets his hand go into the muck as well. And Ruben with the ace-9 offsuit in the big blind. Getting a discount. Just 60K more to call. It looks like he's thinking about it. And he does fold. MJ wins the uncontested blinds right there. And he does chip up. Now, very interesting to see this VPIP chart here. A lot of our 1-2 cash games that we live stream, we'll see upwards of 70% VPIP across the board. Kenzie playing about 30%, half of what we normally see in those cash games, and he is at the highest number here on the VPIP chart. MJ at 26%, Alex at 20%, Frank and Ruben at 10% on the bottom there, just playing the essential hands. Kenzie with the pocket sixes under the gun here. Just making the call, a little smooth call with the pocket pair. Going to try and set mine as cheaply as possible. That under the gun position will allow him to kind of get away with that move there. MJ checking his option with the 6-9. One of Kenzie's sixes is dead. And the board brings out a 9. MJ improves to a better pair. As well, that queen on the flop might shut the action down for Kenzie. But it looks like he's going to raise here. He's going to bet 75 thereabouts. MJ with the quick call. Another 8. Let's see if this slows anything down here. Maybe MJ decides to bluff at it. No, he checks. Kenzie thinking about it. He taps his stack and checks as well. The river brings out a 7. MJ gets the check mark. It's not a very comfortable check mark. The board is paired. There is a queen. It's going to be tough to get value here with a lot of draws missing. That 7 completing a possible straight draw. And MJ turns his hand over, shows the pair of 9s. Pair of 8s with the queen kicker. And Kenzie mucks. The blinds remain 25K, 50K. Stacks are changing sizes. MJ now over 1 million chips after winning that one. These pots are growing quite large here. 75,000 in the middle before anything even happens. Just the blinds added together. Kenzie at 440,000 chips is our short stack here at the final table of day 2 of the mini main event. 223 registrations. That is a large, large number. And we've got 16 in our high roller satellite. The high roller going to be played on Wednesday. Got a large guarantee on that. A couple of different ways to get in. You could buy a seat, easy. You could win one of our satellites, and every once in a while, if you're lucky, we run horse races as well. We've already run one of those horse races. Miss Joni taking that one. Kenzie makes the call for $65K. Alex with the king tray of diamonds. Kenzie checks on the flop with a mystery hand. It looks like Alex bets. Kenzie folds. And the button moves. Alex chipping up even further, now over 2 million chips in his stack. The runaway chip leader, not quite doubling second place anymore, but pretty close. Frank at 850,000, Ruben 620, Matt 615, and Kenzie 325. Really needs to make a move here, about 6.5 bigs for Mr. Ruben. Sorry, for Mr. Kenzie. Ruben with the K-deuce. MJ with the 7 tray. Same hand as Kenzie. And he's going to fold. Alex gets a walk. Going to take those blinds back. And we are moving on. Thanks for watching, everybody. We got a pretty good amount of viewers here. Let me know where you're watching from, who you're rooting for. We're down to 6. Let me know, did your favorite make it to the final table? Is your favorite still among the player field? And who's your favorite left? MJ with the ace J. Looks like he's going to cut out some chips here. A raise up to about 150, it looks like. 125. Kenzie with the tray deuce does fold. Maggie Mendoza in the chat saying she's watching from Pecos, Texas. Cheering for Frankie Ramos. Love that. With a blue heart as well. Hope Pecos, Texas is doing all right. Get some of those famous melons. I think is it the season for the melons right now? I can't remember if it's planting season or harvest season in the fall. They are tasty, though, I'll tell you what. Alex going to stay aggressive here. 3 bets. 375. A standard 3x the size of the initial open. MJ doesn't know it, but he does have the better hand here. He's really thinking about it, but that is the strength of Alex. He's able to put these players in very tough spots and getting them to fold the best hand. Alex chips up even further. Now up to 2.2 million. An absolute tower of chips over there in front of Alex. Very interesting to see. He's got a couple of barrels of black chips. And we're moving on. We're on hand number 35 here. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We really appreciate your viewership, your comments, your likes, your subscribes. We appreciate it all. Thanks for checking us out. Alex with the 9 deuce on the button. Looks like he's going to raise it up and steal the blinds. 2 in a row right there. That's what we call that. A couple of flying cards. We've got the standard jumping cards here, the West Texas jumping cards. As per usual on our live streams. Now we've got Mr. Matt Rivers in the small blind here. Mr. Rubin in the big blind. 620K in Rubin's stack. He's going to have to commit 60,000 chips for the big blind. Right around 10% of his stack. And he's down to 560 after committing that big blind. Alex with the ace-8 suited. Let's see if he goes for 3 in a row here. And it looks like he does. Raises it up to 120. And he gets it through again. Another blind steal, this time from the cutoff. That'll put MJ in the big blind. Kenzie, our short stack, will have to commit some more blinds. He's got about 5 bigs left in his stack. 300,000 chips. He's going to have to put 60K in the middle on the next hand. Let's see what he gets. Could be a mystery hand. Could be an ace. Could be squadouche. Kenzie first to act. Looks down at the king-4 offsuit. That smells like squadouche to me. Alex with the queen-9 suited. He's going to raise it up again, it looks like. Running this table over. And fortunately for Alex, no customers. Nobody really has a hand to call. I think these players are just thinking, how many more times can Alex get away with this? Nobody with the cards to stand up against him. Victor R. in the chat saying, good luck, Frankie Ramos. Yes, indeed. Got a couple of Frankie fans here. And now Frankie with the ace-jack. How's that for you, Maggie and Victor? And it looks like he may be able to take Matt to Value Town. If nope, Matt folds. He's got very attuned poker senses. Ruben folds. Kenzie with the 5 deuce in the big blind. Not likely to try to force anything to happen there. He does fold. Frankie scoops one. All those fans in the chat helping him out. That's what that is. He gets the big blinds. 90,000 in blinds headed into Frankie's stack. And we are moving on. Maggie says she loves it. Yes, indeed. Frank with the 8 tray. Not a great hand. We'll get him next time. Kenzie with the mystery hand goes into the muck. He is down to 210K. We are still 6-handed. Kenzie needs to make a move if he wants to keep it that way. Jeffrey Martinez says, "Atta baby, Frankie. Good luck all the way from the tall city." Love to hear that. More Frankie fans. I got to say, he is the chat favorite to win this one. Frankie with 860K in his stack. Not the short stack, not the big stack either. Right in the middle there, 3rd place. MJ a little ahead at 975. Alex, the runaway chip leader, though. 2.5 million chips. By my count, we've got about 5.5 million chips in play. So Alex Cruz, about half of the chips in play are in front of him. Now Kenzie's trying to change that here. He's got the pocket sixes, and he goes all in, but does not get any callers. Kenzie back up to 300K. Brady in the chat, my man. Matt about to double up. Yes, indeed. Matt working for it. Shuffling the chips like a pro over there. Matt is in the big blind here. He'll get last action pre-flop. MJ with the pocket sevens here. Ruben folds. Kenzie just in time looks down at the pocket rockets. Those aren't sailboats. Those are aces. And MJ leads out. This is Kenzie's time. He's going to raise all in. Alex with the jacks. This could be a triple up. Alex analyzing every single detail of Kenzie's last action. Gets a count. Our graphics show exactly 300K. Alyssa, Brady showed up in the chat. Now you are just in time to see this wild hand right here. Kenzie with the aces, Alex with the jacks, and MJ with the sevens. MJ raises first in, up to 120K. Kenzie goes all in over the top, and Alex looks like he's going to make the call. No, he goes all in himself. That should thin the field. MJ all in to call here. Does he want to risk his tournament life on a pair of sevens? And he does not. He gets out of the way. Kenzie and Alex are going heads up. Kenzie all in and at risk, but way ahead, about a 4-1 favorite here. Aces versus jacks. Alex looking for one of the two remaining jacks here on the flop. Maybe on the turn. There it is, but it's coming with another ace. Both players hit a set. What is this world? There's a blank, a deuce on the turn. And the river card. It's a 4. Kenzie chips up. More than doubling. Now up to 810,000 chips in his stack. Alex still over 2 million chips. Still the chip leader. He's got barrels and barrels of those black chips. MJ holding on to most of his stack. Again, Alex still the chip leader. About 2.2 million. MJ at 855. Kenzie chips all the way up to third place, now at 810. Frank just behind him, 770. Ruben 530. Matt is the short stack at 465. About 7 big blinds in Matt's stack. Now it's his turn to make a move, and Matt is in the small blind here. MJ with the ace-10 suited, under the gun. Certainly not a terrible hand to have in this spot. Kenzie with the K10 offsuit. Start lining up his chips. MJ announces a bet. Kenzie folds before the chips even go in. Alex with the Queen-Jack suited. If he senses any weakness, he may pounce. Alex really thinking about it. Trying to evaluate how much weakness he senses. MJ's raise under the gun up to 125,000 is actually fairly strong, but not strong enough to deter Alex from shoving. He says if you want to see a flop, it's going to cost you potentially your tournament life. Frank with the ace-jack does have a pretty good hand, though it is offsuit. He elects to fold. Ruben with the queen-9 gets out of the way, as does Matt. Now MJ faced with the decision. The ace-10 is a slightly better hand, at least on paper. Both players suited, both players of different suits. MJ really agonizing over this decision. All in to call, potentially risking his entire tournament life. And he folds. Alex chips up even further. Unbridled aggression from Alex has won him many chips. In fact, it looks like Alex has won the most chips here at our final table. He's up 705,000 from the start. Frank up 560K. Kenzie up 545. Ruben up a fair 75K. MJ up 65. And Matt, the only remaining player actually losing chips so far for this final table, down 105,000. He still remains at 435K, though, in his total stack. Blinds remain 30K, 60K. So Matt still has enough fold equity to make a move. And it looks like it folds around to Frank with the queen deuce. Going to let it go. Matt with the 10-9 offsuit. Not good enough to play at this point. Ruben in the small blind folding the jack-9. And MJ with the best hand gets the pot, but he was in the big blind, so that's just a walk. Oh, we have flying cards here. What did I say? Those West Texas jumping cards. Standard issue for our live stream today, though maybe not the best choice. While we get that straightened out, here's a look at our calendar of events coming up here for the Permian Basin Poker Series 2024 edition. We've got that free roll with level change bomb pots. Big sigh. I really wanted to play that. That seems like a lot of fun. 2K guarantee, but we've about doubled all of our guarantees so far for the series. We're about halfway through. 5,000 chips in your stack. You can rebuy as many times as you want. That starts at 6 p.m. tomorrow. I do expect that we'll at least overachieve that 2K guarantee for tomorrow, even with its free roll status. Tuesday, we got the twofer. Get the single rebuy. 2 chances to win on Tuesday. $240 will get you a seat. You get 15K chips starting at 6 p.m. on Tuesday. And then Wednesday is the high roller with a $20,000 guarantee on that. That should be a pretty good event as well. We've already given away a couple of seats to that through horse races. We're actually running a satellite tournament right now. $75 entry to get in to that satellite. Alex with the pocket fours, raising under the gun. Kenzie making a stand here, 8-5, and does actually flop the best of it. He's up and down with a pair of 8s. Kenzie throwing out a bet. Alex with a gut shot and a pair of 4s. We'll have to decide whether he believes Kenzie or not. Kenzie 685 at the start of the flop, bets 140,000 chips, now down to 545 in his stack. Alex has been getting away with a lot so far. A lot of uncontested bets, a lot of unchecked aggression. You may be wondering, is Kenzie just taking a stand with air? Or does he actually have a better hand at this point? Which he does. Alex still cutting out chips. He makes the call. We're off to a turn. Kenzie wants to find not a king. He wants to find a 9 or a 4. Yeah, little does he know, he really wants that 4. King of spades, no change there. It is an overcard to the board. Kenzie bets about 250, it looks like. About half of his remaining stack. Megan Menendez in the chat loves when the pot sits at 420,000. She says, nice. Indeed. And Kenzie's bet is going to take down the pot. Alex Cruz finally folding one, showing he is capable of doing that as well. And we are shuffling up. Alex Cruz staying steady over 2 million chips. Kenzie now over 1 million chips. Alex no longer doubling second place. Kenzie no longer the short stack. Matt still needs to make a move. 435,000 chips in his stack. Blinds at 30K, 60K. All he has to do is scoop the blinds one time. That'll really help him out. Frank with the 9-4 offsuit. Not going to be good enough here. Matt not going to take a stand with that 7-5 suited. MJ with the queen 10 of diamonds, though, on the button. We could see a raise here. MJ considering the possibility of that raise. And it looks like he does opt to throw in 125,000 chips. Alex with the Jack 9 offsuit. Could also make a call here. Alex does make the call. We're off to a flop. Queen 10 versus Jack 9. Both players off suit. If we get enough diamonds, though, Alex will get the check mark. And there's a king, king 9 instead. Alex with the pair of 9s. MJ with the gutter ball. MJ looking for a jack. That deuce of spades does not help. Any queen, 10, or jack will give MJ the check mark, but he won't likely feel comfortable unless he gets to that straight. Alex throws out a bet. MJ throws out a call, 125K apiece. Pot now up to 530,000 chips. More than what MJ has in his stack. There's the jack. MJ gets the check mark and hits the straight. Alex with 3 pair here. Kings and jacks. A 9 kicker. MJ with the check mark. And I think about whether or not to shove. And it looks like he goes check, check. MJ trying to induce a bet here by Alex, but it doesn't work. Either way, MJ still adds a pile of chips to his stack. He is now over 1 million, and Alex has finally slipped below that 2 million chip mark. He's still smiling about it, though. An excellent sport. All of these players are great sports and great players. Ruben with 440K, Matt with 435,000. Both players really need to make a move before these blinds go up any further. Jeremiah Lozano saying, Esso, good luck. Thumbs up. Love to see that. And Matt under the gun picks up the 9 tray offsuit. Not good enough there. MJ with the ace-5 offsuit is going to throw out a call. Alex with the king-queen. Alex has so far taken a fairly aggressive strategy. In the small blind here with a couple of Broadway cards. It looks like he remains aggressive. Throws out all of his chips. Frank making the fold. MJ all into call with an offsuit ace-5. Only 60K committed. He didn't even look at his hand before throwing out that call. He was too busy stacking up his chips, it looks like. And MJ does make the fold. Alex chips back up over the 2 million mark, but only just 2,010K. Kenzie at 1,075,000. MJ just below 1 million at 950. Frank at 710. Ruben and Matt handling small stack duties right now. Matt in the big blind at 435. Ace-10 for MJ. Ace-10 suited. Kenzie with the 6-9. Folds around. Matt with the K6 suited. This could be a time for him to make a move here. He opts to call MJ's bet. He'll be playing this flop out of position here. 1 club for Matt. 1 spade for MJ. An 8 comes on the turn. Both players up and down. Matt with the dummy end of this straight draw. Looking for a 5. There's a 9 instead. MJ's ace high is best. Likely to go check, check here on this river. Matt checks. MJ actually cutting down a couple of chips. Maybe bluffing with the best hand here. He bets 60K. Matt's going to have a hard time calling this one. MJ with the absolute min bet. Matt recognizing the strategy there, gives a little smile. MJ turns over the best hand. And now Matt in the small blind, having to commit another 30,000 chips. Ruben in the big blind, also a short stack. 440K at the beginning of this hand. Down to 380 after committing those 60,000 chips for the big blind. First to act is MJ with the ace-7 offsuit. Not a bad holding six-handed, but not a great one either, especially under the gun. He does opt to fold. Alex with the K tray actually throwing out a call. A raise, rather. 120. Couple of short stacks in the blinds. Alex knows he can get away with that, and he does chip up. Stealing those blinds, adding them to his stack. Alex, once again, over 2 million chips. 2.1 million to be exact. Matt down to 280K. Ruben down to 380K before committing that small blind at 30,000. Matt now on the button has a small amount of room to breathe before those blinds creep back towards him. Trying to get a ladder up. $1,800 for sixth place, $2,300 for fifth place. MJ with the queen 4. Gets a walk. MJ in the small blind this time. And we've got Mr. Kenzie in the big blind. Blinds will be going up shortly here. We're still at 30K, 60K. Matt now less than 10 bigs. Far less than 10 bigs, down to 5 bigs. Ruben right around that mark, about 5, 5.5, 6 bigs. Alex with the 5 tray. Charlie would be a little disappointed to see him folding that one. Frank with the 10-7, Matt with the 7-5, MJ with the 6 deuce, and Ruben with the queen 9. Kenzie gets a walk now. A lot of tight play here. Those VPIP numbers don't lie. 2 players down into the single digits. Mr. Frankie, the chat favorite, down to just 8%, but Ruben takes the cake for the fewest hands played, or rather the fewest chips voluntarily put into the pot, down to just 6%. Alex, the chip leader, 34%. It's about where the book recommends. That is where Alex is sitting very comfortably. Frank now with the ace-10 suited. Matt finally has an opportunity. And this is exactly the spot that he wanted. Frank raising under the gun. Matt with the ace-queen suited. He's going to put it all in. Whether Frank calls or not, 130,000 of his chips have already been committed to the pot and are up for grabs for Matt to win. If Frank folds, Matt gets them uncontested. If Frank calls, he could award Matt with a full double up. Matt about a 2-1 favorite on this hand. Good odds of winning it, but it ain't over yet. Our dealer, Mrs. Bryant, Miss Lauren, is stacking up the pot, counting everything out, making sure it's correct, dragging it over. Here we go, ace-10 versus ace-queen. Both players are suited. Frank looking for some spades or a 10. Matt just looking for a clean run out here. He is ahead for now. There's 1 heart for Matt. No spades for Frank. 9-5-4. Ace-queen still ahead. An 8 of hearts gives Matt even more opportunities to win. 650,000 in the pot. The river is an 8. A clean run out for Matt, and he gets the double up. Frank now crippled down to 400,000 chips. Matt up to 650. He is more than 10 big blinds for now. Not exactly a comfortable chip stack, but he does get some life support. Now that the chip stacks have been updated, here's a look at what we've got going on here. This is the final table of the mini main event. $35,000 in the prize pool. And we've still got the main event next week, as well as the high roller on Wednesday. A lot more poker coming your way here. MJ with the J6, Ruben with the K7, Kenzie with the 10-5. MJ folds, Kenzie with the 10-5 gets out of the way on the button. Alex with a pocket pair. It is deuces, but as we know, deuces never loses. And he's going to go all in, testing Frank. Frank, though, with just the queen 8, does opt to fold. And Frank, now our short stack, down to 340,000 chips. Just shy of Ruben's 350,000 chips. MJ, I'm laughing at his absolute fortress of chips that he's built right in front of him. Very nice. 1.1 million in MJ stack. 1.075 million in Kenzie's stack. Alex still the chip leader. 8-3 for MJ. Ace-5 for Kenzie. Kenzie's one off the button in the cutoff. He's going to raise it up. Alex folds the 6 tray offsuit. A junk hand, to be sure. Frank with the 9-7, not going to take a chance on that one. Matt with the 8-4 is going to fold. Kenzie chips up. Right near 1.2 million in his stack. There we go. Big O Championship on Thursday. If 2 cards is not enough for you, check us out on Thursday. 10K guarantee on that one. $500 to get you a seat, but that is a favorite for a lot of players around here. I expect a pretty big turnout for that. Those Big O tournaments don't come around very often, but when they do, we get a lot of players in them. MJ with the Ace-10 offsuit here. Struggling to find the correct raise size, it looks like. He does opt to cut out some chips. It looks like he is going to raise. He's under the gun here. He's going to raise it up to 205? 280. 180. 180 to call. Matt with the pocket 10s going all in here. Ruben, the other short stack at King Queen. He folds. Still has MJ left to act behind him. Maybe that is part of Ruben's decision making here. Dealer here getting a count while MJ deliberates, thinking about his options. MJ has 390,000 to call. He's at 925,000 remaining after his open raise. About a third more, about a half more of his stack would have to go into the middle. If he folds now, he's still near 1 million chips. If he calls like he does, he's risking about half his stack and could potentially double up a very dangerous player. That with the pocket pair, the 10s are ahead. About a 2-1 favorite here. MJ looking for an ace. Some running club or diamond cards. The suspense is building. Lauren putting the pot together. MJ still covering up. Trying not to give any emotion away. Even though there is no action to follow. Matt stoic, motionless, while his tournament life is on the line. King 8 deuce, 2 diamonds. MJ needs a couple more diamonds to pull ahead with a flush or an ace. It's a 10. Matt hits his set, and MJ is drawing dead. Matt doubles up. Now over 1 million chips for Matt's stack. MJ crippled down to just 535. His massive wall of chips slightly smaller and headed towards Matt's direction. And Matt gets the button as well. Matt's going to have a good time stacking that up. Almost looks like a sandbox of chips that he's going to be playing with for at least a little while. He is on the button, so he's got a couple of positions to act before him as he stacks them up, counting out 20s. Now Matt up to 1.2 million. Now in second place. And that's all it takes when the blinds are as large as they are currently. Really one or two good hands is all it takes. Matt back in the action. In fact, second in chip stack totals. 2.1 for Alex. Still at the top of the leaderboard. Kenzie just shy of 1.2 million chips. Was also at one point a short stack at this table. Played the game of patience and the game of aggression. Frank, though, playing the game of aggression this time. Looking down at the Queen 10 offsuit. It is his time to risk it all. MJ with the 8 tray offsuit. Has already folded his hand. Frank is going to chip up. Frank now up to 420,000. Apparently one of Megan's favorite numbers. And now Alex in the big blind, 2 million chips in his stack. He'll be putting 80,000 chips in the middle on the next hand. Kenzie in the big blind this hand. And MJ, one of our short stacks here. One of our shorter stacks, I should say. $455,000 in his stack. Just over 5 big blinds for MJ. 415 after committing the small blind. Alex with the 9-7 under the gun. Not getting frisky with that one. Frank with the suited ace. Puts the rest of his chips in the middle. Matt and Ruben fold. MJ with the 8-7. Mackenzie with the Jack-7. Not going to be good enough there. Frank gets another one through. And chips up. 540K now. A little more room to breathe. But still about 6 bigs. 6.5, 7 bigs. Now Alex in the big blind. 2.1 million in his stack. Minus 80K. Matt, second place at 1.2 million. Kenzie at 1.15. Frank at 540. Frank with the K9. I'm thinking Rottweiler today. And Kenzie with the 8-4 suited in the small blind does complete. Alex checks his option with the 9-3 offsuit. 9-3 technically ahead pre-flop, even though Kenzie's hand is suited. And does flop a couple of draws here. Looking for a 9 for a straight or another diamond. Alex is 9 high. Actually best here. Kenzie, though, you can see 17 outs, and he does bet his outs. Alex really going to have a tough time calling there. He does fold. Kenzie chipping up a little bit further. Victor Reyes saying, attaboy, Frankie Ramos. Yes, indeed. Frankie holding on. Now up to about 500,000 in chips. Blinds remain 40K, 80K. And Frankie in the big blind this time, having to commit 80K. Matt gets out of the way with a 9-5. The old Dolly Parton. Ruben, though. Ruben looks down at the Ace King, the old big slick, and he's all in for his 230,000 chips. Alex getting a good price, but also getting some good cards. Ace Queen suited. Alex is going to be pretty well behind on this flop, or rather pre-flop. Ace King versus the Ace Queen suited. King of clubs in Ruben's hand. Flop comes out 9-7 deuce, 6 on the turn. Frank no longer in the hand. Letting our graphics catch up here. There we go, 9-7 deuce. And we've already seen the turn here. It is a 6. And the river is a deuce. Ruben doubles up. Now up to 540,000. Alex slipping below 2 million chips for the first time in a long time. Down to 1.79 million. As a consolation prize, though, Alex does get the button. He'll have best position post flop. Now MJ, the short stack, 415,000. Frank, second shortest at 460,000. And Ruben makes his way to 4th place on the chip count leaderboard, 540K. Starting to even things out up top, though. 1.2 for 2nd and 3rd place. Alex, a small 500,000 chip lead thereabouts over 2nd place. No longer doubling anymore. Ruben laughing at the hand he's got here, the king, queen, and it is time. He's going for 2 in a row. And it folds around. Matt folding his big blind hand face up. The old big blind special, delivering the Jack 5 of clubs to Matt. He does fold. Ruben chipping up a little further, now up to 660,000. Frank and MJ virtually tied, 420K versus 415K. These players are fighting for every last bit of that prize pool. 6 players remain. A big ladder up from 6th place to 5th place. And that should entice some very tight play, much like we've been seeing so far. Even these short stacks, really remaining patient, able to find good spots, chipping up, doubling up. Alex with the pocket 6s will do just that, chipping up here. He does shove pre-flop. Playing that big stack game, kind of bullying the players at the table. And it's working out very nicely for him. Now below 2 million chips, but it's only a matter of time before he chips up a little further. The aggression certainly paying off so far. We'll have to see as to whether he can keep that up, whether it continues to pay off. Kenzie with the ace-jack suited under the gun here. Kenzie throwing out a raise. It looks like 160, maybe 175. Alex goes all in with the pocket 9s. Matt with the ace-queen. He folds immediately. He's going to let the other stacks tango here. Now Kenzie with a decision to make, the ace-jack suited. He raised under the gun. Next to act, Alex shoves all in, taking once again the aggressive route. Kenzie makes the call. We have a coin flip here. Kenzie all in and at risk. Alex has about 800,000 chips. About 700,000 chips remaining. Queen 10 deuce. 1 diamond for Kenzie. 2 Broadway cards. Looking for a king. Oh, or running diamonds. Or an ace or a jack. 18 outs for Kenzie. And there's a 7. Alex eliminates another player and picks up over $1 million in chips in that pot. Alex now over 3 million chips. The chip leader does it again, now tripling almost, second place. Once again, about 5.5 million chips in play. Alex, the majority of those chips are now sitting in front of him once again. He's been able to stay aggressive. He's been able to find good spots. He's been taking advantage of every one of those opportunities. And he's got the chips to show for it. MJ in the small blind going all in here. Alex with an offsuit ace makes the call. In my opinion, ace 6, one of the weakest aces. Perhaps the weakest ace. At least with the ace deuce, you have the wheel draw. Same story with the ace 5. There's a 6 and a queen. And a king. Alex looking for a 10 or an ace. No ace. Ace would give a chop. MJ chipping up. Alex refunding some of his newly found chips right over to seat number 1. Alex still a very healthy stack, though. 2.9 almost. 2.9 million in chips. MJ now up to 670K. Not quite 10 big blinds. Still on life support. Alex doing fairly well, though. And Frank still needs to make a move here. He will be in the big blind on this hand. Moving on. We've made it to hand number 63, everybody. Pretty good. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for staying with us. We've got 5 players left. We have reached way into the money. We're in well into 4-digit territory here. MJ with the king 10 this time. Alex with the pocket 8s. Alex is technically ahead, but basically a coin flip here. 54-46. MJ on the button with the king 10. Maybe trying to steal the blinds. There's a 10 on the flop. Alex is not dead yet. Still looking for an 8. One more snowman. There's a jack. Actually improves Alex now. Any 9 or 8. We'll get him there. He's got 6 outs left. And the river card is a jack. MJ doubles up once again. Alex back down to about 2.2 million. MJ up significantly, 1.4 million in chips. Things really evening out on top of the chip count leaderboard. Ruben and Frank still near the bottom. 340 for Frank, 540 for Ruben. 1.1 million for Matt. MJ up to 1.4 million. Alex at 2.2. Matt is in the big blind. So you get 80K right now. And just like that, hand number 64. I think this is going to be a big one. I've got that feeling. MJ building back his wall. The 4 tray, not going to cut it this time. The J6 for Alex of spades. And the 7-4 in the big blind. Okay. I had a sense it was going to be a big one. I really thought it was. Turned out to be a dud. But hey, Alex chips up. He's going to stack a couple more of those pink chips. And we've got hand number 65 on the way. Maybe this is the one. Maybe this is the one where sparks will fly. Fireworks will light up the sky. 6-4 for MJ. Alex, suited connectors. 80K to call. Asking for a count. You know, with those short stacks in play, it's going to be tough to really get too far out of line. All it takes is the drop of a hat or one of these players to shove all in. Matt folding the pocket sevens against Alex's raise. Okay, another dud. Let's see some fireworks. Let's get that. Let's get the ace king versus the 9-8 suited. And let's hit king 9-9 on the flop. I have no crystal ball here, no way to peer into the future. That is just my best guess as to what is going to happen here. Let's see if any of that takes shape. Alex with the J7 suited of diamonds. It's going to throw out a raise here. There's a king 8 for MJ. Not exactly the ace-king versus 9-8 scenario that I had envisioned. Not exactly close to it either, but we're going to a flop. We are heads up. MJ out of position on this one with the offsuit king. And there's a king and an 8 on the flop. 2 diamonds, though. Pretty good for a sweat. MJ ahead, about 2-1 favorite on this one, but Alex certainly not dead yet. Any diamond will do it. He's got 9 outs remaining in the deck. Alex bets. MJ fairly confident he's got the best hand. Looks like a raise to me. $250 is the bet. Alex covering up, not giving anything away except the logo on his hat. Looks like it says Howler Monkey. Alex deliberating over this decision. MJ has not gotten out of line, at least not yet, here at this final table. But it could be this time that he chooses. Alex curious to know if his flush draw will hit on either the turn or the river. He's thinking about it. And Alex makes the call. No, Alex goes all in. MJ makes the call. MJ is ahead as of now. 1.26 million in MJ's stack. About half of Alex's chips already in the middle. A deuce on the river. MJ just hoping for one more blank. Alex down to 9 outs. And there's a 9 of diamonds on the river. Alex back up over 3 million chips. In fact, near 4 million chips, eliminating another player. We're down to just 4-handed now. MJ, what a great run for a great guy. Really making it deep into the money for this tournament. Every one of these players extremely accomplished, playing some great poker today. And every day, honestly. And now we are just down to 4 players remaining. Once again, Alex, the far and away chip leader. 5.5 million chips in play. Almost 4 million of those are sitting in front of Alex. Matt in second place at 980,000. A little over 10 bigs for Matt. A little over 5 bigs for Ruben. And less than that for Frank. Frank needs to make a move. 3 small stacks of pink chips sitting in front of Frankie, but he's got plenty of fans in the chat. Alyssa Ramos says, "Let's go, Dad." Love you, Frankie Ramos. Love to see that support. Frankie, certainly the fan favorite here of our chat right now. If you want Frankie to win, hit that 1. Push 1 in the chat. Let's see how many 1s we can get for Frankie. Jeremiah Lozano saying that was a good play. Absolutely was a good play on both ends. Great call by MJ and great raise by Alex. Good read on the situation. Now Frankie will be all in here. 5-4 suited under the gun. Very good hand, 4-handed. Alex with a king 5 suited, though. Technically ahead, about 2-1 favorite on this one. Frank all in and at risk. Doesn't have a whole lot of chips to be choosy. And there's 2 hearts on the flop for Alex. There's also an ace and a deuce for Frank, and his straight draw could potentially hit the wheel. An 8 on the turn, not going to do it for Frank. He needs a lot of help, down to just 8 outs. And a jack of clubs is not one of them. Alex chipping up once again and eliminating another player. Fan favorite Frank gets 1 million 1s in the chat. Unfortunately, he is eliminated. But a great run for a great guy. The fan favorite has been eliminated. Absolutely deep run. He makes it well into the money. I believe over $2,000 headed his way. Look at the 1s in the chat. Everybody representing. Very cool to see. And again, a great player eliminated in 4th place. A very long run into this day 2 of our mini main event. We've got more on the way. Just look at our calendar of events. Xavier Sanchez in the chat saying, "Love you, Grandpa. Way to go, Frankie Ramos." Yes, indeed. That is certainly a run to be proud of and a great payday. Jeremiah saying, "Good job, Frankie." 100% agreement right here. Frankie playing some great poker, making the moves when he needs to. Unfortunately, the cards just did not work out this time. But we have more events coming up. Shane Scarborough saying, "Where's Johnny?" Jackson Thompson, Action Jackson in the chat saying, "BBC on fire." Yes, sir. If you're unfamiliar, BBC is Alex Cruz's nickname. Stands for Baby Boy Cruz. And he is absolutely on fire. Running it up. Out of the 5 million chips in play, 4.2 of those are in front of Alex Cruz. Xavier Sanchez says, "Yeah, my grandpa," says on top in emotes. Eduardo Gonzalez saying, "Way to represent Pecos, Frankie." Yes, indeed, a great representation of poker in Pecos right here at KoJack's. Frankie doing a great job here at this final table. Eliminated in fourth, but certainly a run to be proud of. And many fans in the chat as proof of just how good of a guy and how good of a poker player Frankie is. A little love from Xavier Sanchez as well in the chat. Very good. Now here's a look at our calendar of events. Tomorrow we've got that free roll with level change bomb pots. That's going to be excellent. That is going to be a lot of action. A 2K guarantee on that prize pool, but I'm sure we're going to go a little further than that. At least a little further than that. DJ7231 says, "We need Horace to commentate." I agree. A little celebrity guest would not be a bad idea. Actually, I know the man quite well. I'll see what I can do. See if I can pull some strings. And then on Tuesday, we get 2 chances to win the tournament. No guarantee on that, the single rebuy tournament, but $240 to get you in. I wouldn't be surprised if we pass up $2,000 in prizes. Wednesday, though, a $20,000 guarantee on that high roller championship. We've done a couple of horse races to give away seats. We were also running a satellite right now. 8 players remaining in that satellite. Registration open for another 11 minutes. If you have not made it out just yet, now is your time. We've got our Big O Championship on Thursday, and then there it is. The main event starting us off next Friday, the 11th at 2 p.m. We'll run 2 flights on Friday, 2 regular flights on Saturday, and back by popular demand, our Turbo qualifier. $480 to get you into the qualifier. You must qualify to play day 2. No direct buy-in for that event. You'll have to qualify on any of our flights Friday or Saturday to get a seat into our main event championship. Now, pretty cool on this structure here. $480 will give you your first buy-in. Any subsequent buy, $240, half price. Still get the same $30,000 in chips. And we'll be running those qualifiers Friday at 2 p.m. and 6 p.m., Saturday at 2 p.m. and 6 p.m., and our Turbo qualifier on Saturday evening at 10 p.m. Day 2 begins just like it did this weekend, Sunday at 3. Biggest difference going to be that prize pool. We hit $35,000 in prizes for our mini main. We've got a $40,000 guarantee. So we should come in well above that 40K mark. I do expect that that is going to have a large turnout. And then if you play any of our events, you'll be eligible to play our 0 entry tournament. We've got $1,000 in prizes going towards that. You get 10,000 chips just for playing in any of our events. We've got that hiccup. We've got that free roll coming up on Monday. So make sure to check that out. A good way to get into that 0 entry tournament on the cheap. Should be a great day, though. Tomorrow, Monday, 85 and sunny, maybe. Something like that. And we are going to take a short break. I'll leave this calendar of events up. But I believe we have about 3 minutes left on this break while we color up and race off the chips. And then we'll be right back. And we are getting back into the action here. I'll show you a live view of that table. Looks like Lauren is setting up. Once again, our dealer extraordinaire. And a big thank you to Whitney, who is working behind the scenes as our tech guru today. Doing a great job. Here we go. Good spread of the cards. A good mix right there. We call that a wash. Thanks for checking us out. Thanks for staying with us through that break. Still got a couple people in the chat. Who you rooting for now? Fan favorite Frankie did a great job with this mini main event, making it not only to day 2, but all the way well into the money. 4th place at our final table. Again, a great job for Mr. Frankie. We're left with 3 players, Alex, Matt, and Ruben. Ruben, our short stack, 420,000 chips. Matt, a little more than doubling that at 900,000 chips. And Alex, all the way up to 4.18 million. We did color up and race off some of those chips. Alex with the 10-4. the affirmative hand there. 10-4, good buddy. Going to be good enough to scoop that big blind. After a raise, Matt cannot call with the 6-4 offsuit. Now Lauren shuffling up. Hand number 2, post break. Hand number 69 total. We've made it, everybody. We've made it. Hand number 69 in play. Alex on the button. Far and away the chip leader. Those plaques are worth $100K each. Matt's got a wall of black chips and a fairly large stack of those plaques. Matt goes all in with the ace, trying to put some pressure on Ruben, but unfortunately for him, Ruben looks down at the ace-queen. About 3-1 favorite to win this hand. Ruben goes all in for his remaining $420,000. He is at risk. About half of Matt's stack going into the middle here. Alex Cruz smiling about it. And there's a queen on the flop. Matt needs a lot of help. Could get some running straight cards here to help him out. There's an 8. That's one of the cards he needs. Matt up to 8 outs now. A 10 or a 5 will do it. The river card is a 9. Not good enough for Matt. Ruben chips up. Those players basically exchanging chip stacks. Matt down to $480,000. Ruben up to $840,000. Alex still far and away the chip leader, though. $4.3 million in his stack. He's also far and away the hand-playing champion, playing more hands than any of the other players. In fact, more hands than both of the other players combined. 42% VPIP for Alex, 11% for Matt, and Ruben at just 8%. But it has been working for them so far, making it to the top 3 at our mini-main event. Up for grabs, $9,000 up top. And we've got a trophy as well. Very cool looking trophy. Good graphics on that. Good font on that. Says KoJack's, says the name of the event, and is shaped like a spade. Matt goes all in with his 10-8. Alex with the king-8. Alex has him covered and has the best hand. Tough to call, though, with the king-8 offsuit. Alex visualizing his odds. Alex trying to figure out, is he best here? We know that he is. But what is Matt shoving with? He's going to be shoving pretty wide, short stacked on the button. But is it wider than king-8? Alex says, no, probably not, and does fold. We know he folds the best hand, but he can't read the graphics that we have. We are on a 15-minute delay to protect the integrity of the game. And we're down to just 3 players. $5,500 for second place. That is what these players are looking for. $9,000 for first. Next out still gets a very good cash prize. And now we've got Alex with the queen-jack versus Matt with the ace-7. Alex 100,000 to call. Looks like he puts out a raise. Matt goes all in. Alex calls. They table their hands. Alex cutting out the chips with adept precision. And now Matt all in and at risk, but does have the better hand, at least pre-flop. Equity pretty fairly split here. Just a quick moment here to build that suspense. Can you feel it in the air? Alex, the chip leader here up against Matt. The short stack, 460,000 in front of Matt. Alex with the queen jack, Matt with the ace 7. Matt technically ahead, but it is basically a coin flip. Matt hoping for a clean run out. No queen, no jack. No hearts either. Diamonds wouldn't be so bad for Matt. Alex stacking his chips. And there's a king, a 5, and a deuce on the flop. 1 diamond. Not enough to give either player any flush draws. A jack on the turn. Pairs Alex, and he pulls ahead 93% to win this hand. We need a 8 on the river, and it's a 9 instead. Matt is eliminated in third place. And we are down to just 2. An absolutely great player. And an absolutely great run into this mini main event for Mr. Matt. Congratulations, sir, on taking the third place down and a large cash prize. And we're down to 2 players here. Heads up play. Far more than half of the chips in play are in front of Alex. 5.5 million chips in play. 4.9, almost 5 million of those chips in front of Alex. Only 640 in front of Ruben. He's got 6 big blinds. It's going to be tough for Ruben to take a stand against Alex. Not a whole lot of fold equity. He's going to have to choose his spots very carefully. Alex going to have to apply a lot of pressure to Ruben. Maybe allowing him to blind out. Maybe just taking the championship outright. Alex with the queen 8. Ruben looks down at an offsuit ace. And it looks like he announces all in. He does indeed. Alex folds. Ruben picks up 100,000 in just the big blind. He's up to 740,000 chips now. Alex on the button. Heads up play. The button is the small blind. The player opposite the button is the big blind. Alex looks down at a suited ace this time. Ruben with the king 8. Alex shoves all in. Ruben cannot call. That 100,000 in chips that he just got on the previous hand goes right back on into Alex's stack. And the plaque stays in the middle as the big blind. So far, these players are just exchanging that 100,000 chip plaque. And we've got a quick dealer change here. Just enough time for Mr. Alex to go into the back and check his phone. We do not allow phones at our live stream table. It interferes with our signal from the cards to the table to our graphics software. So you'll sometimes see these players getting up, going to check their phones. But mostly, these players are locked in. This is the mini main event. And this is the final table of that mini main event, no less. Alex with the 8-5 offsuit. Ruben with the suited connectors here. Goes all in. Looks like Alex snap folds. Not going to be good enough. And if this game continues this way, could be pretty quick. Just one wrong move will change the outcome of this game. Alex with the 10-9 suited. Ruben with the pocket jacks. Alex goes all in. Ruben calls. Ruben way ahead here. But Alex certainly not dead. 6-7 queen. Alex looking for an 8. And there's a 10. Alex hits a pair. And a 6 on the river. Alex makes 2 pair, but Ruben has a better 2 pair with the jacks and 6s. And Ruben chips up, getting the full double up. The graphic saying 4.98 million in chips. But Ruben can only put 690,000 in. And he gets the full double up. Double up. Ruben sipping on that Sprite for good luck. Alex still covers Ruben by a lot. Should still be around 4 million chips for Mr. Alex. But a 4-1 lead. Maybe a 3.5-1 lead. Graphics catching up on chip stacks here. And here we go. We're on to hand number 78. Ruben now 1.5 million chips. About 3-1 lead for Alex. 4.88 million. 8 tray versus 6 tray. Ruben just makes the call. Alex looks like he's going to check his option here. Maybe see a free flop. And he does. King, queen, jack on the flop. Both players basically playing the board at this point. Alex bets his 8 high. And Ruben cannot call with his 6 high. Alex taking down some extra chips right there. Back over 5 million. Dealing out hand number 79 here. Looks like about 6.5 million in play. 6.5 or so. Blinds at 50,100,000. Now Ruben will be first to act. And he mucks his cards face up. We are getting ever closer to the final hand here. And these players are seeming to play an all-in or fold strategy for the most part. Ruben did complete that one hand very recently. Ruben folded the tray deuce there, it looks like. Hand number 80. This could be the one. Alex with a suited king. He is first to act pre-flop. And he bets. Looks like a small raise. Alex bets, Ruben folds. Alex chips up another 100,000 heading into his stack. Alex covering up completely. He is up to his nose in that jacket he's got. A brim held down low. Very different body language styles between these two players. Alex covering up and shuffling his chips. Ruben sitting there confidently. No sunglasses, no hat. Ruben picks up the Jack 6 here on the button. It looks like he throws out a raise there, 200K. Alex with the 10-9 may call this here, and does. 400,000 in the middle. 4 plaques to be exact. Jack 5-4. Ruben pairs. Picks up a backdoor straight draw as well. Ruben bets even more, keeping up the aggression here, and Alex folds. Ruben will scoop that pot, adding 200,000 more chips in profit to his stack. Hand number 81 on the books. Moving on to hand number 82. Still a lot of viewers in the stream. Thanks for staying with us. We really appreciate your viewership and your comments, your likes, your subscribes. This is a long stream that we've been going for 2.5 hours thereabouts. And a long day. Many qualifiers have led up to this final table. And this could, in fact, be the final hand. Alex with the ace-jack, Ruben with a very playable queen-9 suited. Alex going to raise it up to 200,000. Ruben goes all in. Alex makes the call. Alex is ahead. And there's the flop, king 8 deuce. Alex remains ahead. Ruben looking for a queen or a 9. And the river card is a 7. There it is, everyone, your final table championship. The mini main has a winner. Alex Cruz, the chip leader for most of the final table, is able to pull out the victory and beats Ruben in the process. Alex taking home that $9,000 top prize. Ruben walking away with about $5,500, I believe. Congratulations to both of these players. Ruben playing some excellent poker and scaring Reece in the process. Alex, though, taking down that championship. A fantastic run for both of these players. Absolutely playing some very fine poker. Now, we've seen a lot of different hands, a lot of different situations here at this final table, and we've got more to come. Here's another look at our calendar for the Permian Basin Poker Series here at KoJack's. Tomorrow, the free roll with level change bomb pots. We've got the single rebuy tournament on Tuesday. Wednesday is our high roller. We're still finishing up our satellite $75 entry to that high roller event. 3 players will be getting tickets. 33 entrants for that high roller satellite. Pretty cool to see. Thursday, our Big O Championship, back by popular demand. If 2 cards is not enough for you, maybe even 4 cards not enough for you, play some Big O. That is a high-low game. That's going to be on Thursday at 6 p.m. Friday, our main event begins. Flight A at 2 p.m., Flight B at 6 p.m., and then on Saturday, we've got 2 more regular flights, also 2 p.m. and 6 p.m., with a turbo qualifier at 10 p.m. And then next Sunday will be our main event championship, day 2. We've got more live streams coming at you. If you really enjoyed this one, leave us a like, hit that subscribe button, let us know. But certainly, thank you for checking us out. We've had a great time today. Thanks for watching poker here with us at KoJack's. We've got more events on the way. Come check us out for that free roll tomorrow if you want to get a good way into this Permian Basin Poker Series. As well, we've got that high roller on Wednesday, and we've got our main event starting us off on Friday of next week with day 2 once again on Sunday at 3 p.m. So a lot more poker on the way. A lot more poker to be played and a lot more live streams to check out. Thanks for checking us out today